How do, everybody? As you can see behind me, I hung a new tarp in the old carport. We had one that was no good. Anyway, today, let me show you what we're going to try and do. The farmer in.
Liddell.
The farmer in.
Liddell.
Hi-ho, da dirty do, the farmer in.
Liddell.
I found these things kicking around in one of my drawers of stuff. I think it was like off of a play center thing or something. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, I got these pulleys. I spread this apart a little bit so that I could get the pulley on. And then these are going to go up yonder. So the idea is I'm going to attach them to this 2x6. On the outside, a rope will come down, go underneath, because there's a 4x6 wrapped up in that so the tarp don't blow around. So the rope will come on the outside, up on the inside, up to where the pulley is, and then the pulleys will come, well, there'll be one up there and one down here, and then the pulleys will go down to this side, and there'll be a winch probably on, there it is, on that post. The idea in theory here is we have the rope tied to the same hook that the pulley's hanging from, but goes on the outside of the tarp, underneath the 4x6, up through the pulley to right here. And I'll put a winch on it, but just to give you a small demonstration, I still have screws through the eyelets over there, so we can't go very far, but this is the idea. By having a winch on it, I could just put a cleat, you know, to wrap it around, but I have an old boat winch, so that'll work better, I think. Then we can roll it up, pull the truck in or out or whatever else we're wanting to work on underneath of a cover, and then let it back down. The point of the 4x6 is so that the tarp has a little bit of weight and it won't just be blowing back and forth. And then I have some screws right here in this post that I can hook this up to, also to keep it from, you know, just blowing in or out or whatever. And then there's a little bit of overlap with this tarp that comes to the end. It works pretty good. It's obviously not like having an actual door or anything, but if you have something closed in on one end, you got to close it in on the other. So that's the next project. But first, let's get this boat winch thing figured out. Well, we got our boat winch here. I'm just going to hold it up against the post, draw a couple of holes. I'm going to draw on the post where the holes are, pre-drill it, and then we'll bolt this thing on. So because the ropes are coming from over there, I've got another pulley that I'm going to put up above, but I'm going to put this on a little bit of an angle so that it's like the rope's coming to the pulley and then down to this. But I have to make sure that I clear the post with the handle here. Okay, so this particular winch, you can go that speed. Come on. That speed, that's really slow. We're gonna go on the quickie one. But it's a different gear. This gear spins that gear kind of thing, so you got to throw the bail the other way. Yeah, we're gonna go with the quick speed. Eyelet, quick link, pulleys. Yay! All right, so we got the winch put on, the lines that run over, and to the tarp, it rolls up as you go up. It worked pretty cool because the eyelet that is right there is pretty much even with the top over there, and everything stays pretty plumb. And so now we got that all rolled up just in time because I got parts. Got a new master cylinder and a fuelum pump. So we're going to drop parts everywhere. Let's put them over here. Good grief. All right, so that there master cylinder has always been spongy, no likey. And that there fuelum pump, well, I got to crank on this thing to get it to start. If it's been sitting for like more than a couple hours even. I'm hoping that's it. You can see right here in the old fuel filter O, it's like half full. When it's running, it's like 3/4 full, but that's all the fuller it ever gets. Now this is one of those that, like, you know, you got your line in, you got the line back to the tank, and then you got the one to the carburetor. No, I said that wrong. This is the one to the carburetor. This is the return line. Anyway, we'll get it all figured out. Hopefully that helps. So currently, I don't know if you can see it. The camera doesn't really pick it up very well, but it is raining like crazy. So I'm really glad I have a roof over me. But here's the thing. With the way that's done, tin right on top of your structure, your 2x6s and such, and the purlins, it sweats like crazy. And it rains on the inside, basically. But anyway, that's a project for another day. So doing the deal with the ropes and the pulleys got me started on another thing, and then I got sidetracked, and then I got distracted, and then now I'm doing the same thing for a canoe. That's the way it works, y'all. That's the way it works. So while this thing is dripping, I'm gonna go finish the canoe hanging way over yonder. Oh look, there it is. Yeah, and I got the big old long wobbly bouncy ladder. I get easily distracted and I've got too much stuff. So if you see what's going on in the background here, yeah, I know. It's a lot. Back to the show. All right, now this little sling that I made right here is going to go over the nose of the old canoe. And then it's gonna sit right there. That way it'll have to drop down to slip out. But anyway, we got this one, it'll be right here. Got another one that's down right underneath the ladder right there. So if we follow this line up, it goes to the pulley, and then it's going over. There's another pulley, it goes down on both ends of said canoe. If I've got another running through a third pulley, a double, if I run from there down to the boat winch, it should pick the canoe up the same height as that, because I don't want to take all the cable off of the boat winch and all that. So I'll get this all routed and run and whatnot, and I'll bring you right back. There is the winch mount. I took an old piece of scrap metal and made a bracket out of it. Anyway, it goes on up. Canoe is hanging up in the air. That's about as far away as I can get right here. But anyway, that'll do it, huh? Hee-haw. And now back to our original project. So if you don't notice it right away, the bright white part, well, that's new one. But anyhow, you can see the bolts. Well, there is one. There's another one over here. Yeah, see, you can't even see with my hand there. So I didn't record me putting it on. Because if you record it over here, you can't see what I'm doing. If you record it right here, as I'm working, my hands are in the way. And then I would be right here. So I didn't bore you with that. But this, jeez. This right here is the reason why we had to replace it. All of that nasty rust and everything. That means that, let me set this down. Doing it one-handed, sheesh. The bore in here, as it's, when you depress this, when you push the pedal, a rod pushes on this in, the plunger, or the piston, depending on who you are and how you say it. But anyway, it was leaking past the seal, and it was coming back, and it was leaking down here, you know, drip down on that. Anyway, so it only leaks when you're pressing the pedal. So it's not like it's going to leak a ton, but it would fade the brake pedal out. So I never had that great of brakes for a little while, but then it would fade. So anyway, put a new master cylinder on. I think it was like $50. Maybe, I don't know, with shipping, whatever. I don't remember, but got it all put on. So yay. All right, go ahead and pump it up.
Holding.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. Oh, there it goes.
All right, pump it.
Holding. Still holding.
I'm gonna check the reservoir. Oh yeah, it came down like a half an inch, but the last thing you want to do is run out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just waiting for the fluid to turn really light colored, but I did this not that long ago, so it's just, you know, like the brake shoes up against the drums.
Mm-hmm.
So let me go to the next furthest spot. All right, we've got good clear fluid here.
All right.
You got pretty good pedal.
Yep.
All right, now go all the way to the other side. Ow! There's a very solid body mount right here. It wins when you put one's skull against it.
Gotcha.
Pump. How's the pedal feel?
Pretty good.
Yeah, not spongy like before.
It's better.
All right, I'm gonna top off the reservoir.
Can I let go of this? Because it's...
Yes. Sorry. So I bench bled this thing, and then got it all installed and all that kind of thing. And because it's the high point, all the air should try and come up. But I expected to get more air out of it, but I didn't really get many bubbles. But in pumping it, sometimes the air will come up through the master cylinder too, because this does not have ABS brakes.
Right.
It's just old school juice brakes.
Juice.
Well, Yeah, that's a really old term because back in the day, like I think this is like in the 30s or 40s, they had cable brakes where it literally was like a cam that pushed the brake pads, shoes apart. So it was, lever actuated, pulleys, cam, cable driven. So when hydraulic brakes came out, that's what the old timers used to call them, as juice brakes. And I have them around enough old timers that it stuck. But anyway.
So is it good?
I think so. It can't be worse than it was. Thank you. Appreciates it.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and leave this in the truck just because it's like a spare tire. If you need it and you have it, wait, let me start over. It's like a spare tire. If you have it, you'll never need it. As soon as you pull it out, you're going to need it. I'd say the brakes work. Y'all have a Merry Christmas now. God bless.